Yo guys, what is up? My name is Caitlin and today I wanted to share with you guys my vegan story. And so you've maybe seen a few of these on YouTube, but I thought it'd be super cool to just share my story because it's been over a span of years until now where I am living a fully vegan lifestyle. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I grew up in Orange County, California, which is a heavily populated beach city just south of Los Angeles. It's a county, but there's a bunch of beach cities within it. And so I grew up going to a public school on a standard American diet. I'd go to school, I'd eat the lunch meals that they'd give to me. It was full of your food chart, which is milk and protein and cheese and carbs and bread and maybe a little bit of vegetables. And I did that for until I was 15 or 16. So I ate pretty horribly without even recognizing in my mind how horribly I was eating. Because when everyone around you is eating that way, your family's eating that way, you just assume this is how people eat and, you know, I'm not eating too much of this, I'm not eating too much of that, so I'll be okay. But when I was 15, I was in high school and I started having severe stomach problems where anything I ate would upset my stomach and make me nauseous, and it would result in just like crazy amounts of sickness. And so I started, you know, asking questions like, hey, do you have any problems like this, to people I knew and to my family? And obviously we knew, okay, we need to go to a doctor. So we went to a gastroenterologist, and basically what ended up happening is I would get blood tests once a month, sometimes twice a month, things like that, and they were checking all my vitals to make sure I was okay, and everything showed up looking good. They thought I had a parasite. They thought all of these things. But basically it went from 15 until I was 16, so a whole year of doing testing and all of these things, and nothing ever got solved, and I was still having stomach problems. And it went on for a year and a half. And then in November of 2014, right before the new year, I went to a nutritionist, to a holistic nutritionist, where then he put me on a ton of probiotics. At one point, I was taking 17 supplements a day, and I would have to take them with each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he put me on a autoimmune disease protocol, is what they call it. So what that looked like is going to my base diet, and from this base, we would then add on foods to try it out and see if my stomach would react. On this base diet, there was chicken, red meat, vegetables, no fruit, no eggs, no starches, no carbs. So I was literally eating a chicken salad for lunch, a chicken salad for dinner. I was eating Brussels sprouts, broccoli, all the hearty greens that I still eat now, but I was pairing them with either ground beef that was organic, grass-fed, but as you kind of learn into the vegan lifestyles, that doesn't help anything. And also I was eating chicken an insane amount. Fast forward maybe 5 months, I'm still sick. I've been doing this protocol, things aren't helping, and I decided on my own accord, I'm just gonna cut out red meat and see how I feel. So I cut out ground beef, and I noticed a difference within my digestion, and I started to feel a little bit better. And then I didn't think to cut out chicken because you were told that chicken is the healthiest meat because it's white meat. And so I never cut that out. And then around maybe June, July of 2015, I started to feel a lot better, and I was having family and friends praying for me all the time. I was getting blood tests all the time. Ended up doing a test where they dissect each food that you eat and see what your reactivity level to it is, to see if you're allergic to it. And so the things that came up on that list, I eat every single day today, and I'm fine. So I don't know if I necessarily trusted that list, but at the time it was a good marker kind of how to do things. But by August, my stomach was doing amazing. Thanks to prayer, thanks to Jesus because he healed me, and also to foods because food is our medicine. God has given us this food to nurture our bodies, and it's up to us if we choose it or not. It's the reason why most of America is overweight or obese, is because they choose not to use food in a way that it becomes medicine, but rather in a way that is comfort or for feeling good or for exercise, all these things. And so in August, I actually ended up moving to England for 4 months. And while living in England, I brought back in gluten. So sorry, I forgot to mention, when I was on this autoimmune protocol, I was dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, egg-free, almost vegan, except I was eating chicken and fish, some salmon. And so it's pretty crazy. And then when I moved to England, I started eating gluten again because there's so many pastries there. And the gluten in Europe is obviously different because their soil is different, their chemicals are different, and their protocols are different. So I didn't react. My stomach was amazing for 4 months. And then I moved back to the States in January, and my stomach seemed to be doing fine. I was trying to eat healthy, but not really. I was still dairy-free. I was eating gluten, trying to be gluten-free, but not succeeding. And I was eating chicken basically as my main course almost every single day, which now I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't eat any fish for almost a year. I moved to Seattle, Washington, and I was up there, and honestly, I don't know if it's like the winter and dreary weather, but it was so hard to eat healthy, to want to eat greens, to want to eat fruits and things like that. And I was living with roommates, so not with my family, and so it's just a different, environment altogether, and I learned so much about my diet. And then from Seattle, I started traveling kind of the world, and so I went to Nepal for 2 weeks, and you kind of just get immersed in their culture and you eat what they eat, and that's a lot of gluten and a lot of carbs that aren't good for you carbs. And so as you get into veganism, you learn that carbs, they're not bad. They don't make you gain this absurd amount of weight, because carbs we find in fruit, we find in vegetables, we find in the amazing things that are here on this earth that we can enjoy. So I ended up moving from Seattle in December of 2016, and when January of 2017 hit, I went to the Middle East for 2.5 months. And so I was there filming. I'm a filmmaker, and I was there on the ground filming for 2.5 months. And we were honestly in some pretty crazy conditions, and we were eating what we were given. We were eating what we could find and buy, and a lot of that was not vegetables, it was not fruits. It looked a lot like a massive amount of shawarma, which is chicken, and lamb, and all of the things that the Middle East thrives off of. But also, what I found after I moved back is that Mediterranean Middle Eastern diet is actually one of the easiest things to bring to a vegan aspect, because they have falafel and all of these delicious salads and things like that, hummus, and tahini, and all these amazing things. So I ate meat. I want to say I basically lived off pitas for 2.5 months straight, and I came home feeling horrible. I came home the last week of March 2017, this year, just a few months ago. And the day I got home, March 22nd, I said, I'm cutting out all meat. I feel horrible. I can't do this. So I cut out all meat, and I went on a very plant-based diet. Occasionally I would have fish. And then I did that for quite a while. And today it is August 6th. And my diet is completely vegan, and I feel absolutely amazing. So from around, I'd say March 22nd through July, so just recently, I was still occasionally eating fish because I was really just focused on being plant-based. But then obviously after getting into a lot of research and learning things, I recognized that, wow, being vegan not only helps animals, it helps the environment. It brings you to just a more conscious mindset of a zero waste lifestyle. We're getting to that place. The things that you buy, the things that you wear, the things that other people are doing. And it's just really incredible because I think it really causes you to look at your life and say, okay, what am I doing just because people have been telling me to do it my whole life? And what can I do differently that's going to not only help the planet, but help my immune system, my body, make me feel better, but also the animals as well. So it's really insane. For myself, I have such a heart of justice. I hate seeing people be treated wrong or things like that. And that's kind of a part where I was in the Middle East filming, and then with the industry, so much of what we eat and what we do isn't seen, and we just kind of like shove it in thinking that it's fine. But the reality is that what we eat and what we do, they come from places, And so looking into the industry and slaughterhouses and all these crazy things, watching amazing documentaries that I'll put in the description below for you guys to get watching. Also, there's other YouTubers here on YouTube that are absolutely amazing. They're giving you information, they're giving you tips, vegan beginner tips, things like that, and all these amazing things. And honestly, guys, what I've recognized is a lot of people, they'll tell me, oh, that sucks, you can't eat that. And what's crazy is well, no, I choose to not eat that, but thank you for offering. But on a vegan diet, I've been able, I don't want to say a diet, because with diets, you're usually counting your calories, you're making sure your portions are a certain size. When you're eating a whole food, plant-based diet, you are not having to do that, because the food that you are eating is so beneficial to your body that you just eat until you are full. And then when you get hungry, you eat again, and then you eat until you're full. And you're eating all of these amazing foods that not only just fill you up, they help your skin, they help your hair, they help your digestive system, they help your blood flow, they make your arteries cleaner. You will not have cholesterol buildup, which is the leading cause of heart attacks. You will not be likely to get diabetes or cancer, because meat, dairy, and eggs are the things that bring in those toxins to your body. So when you're cutting those out, you're not bringing those toxins in, and then the food that you're eating is so fibrous, full of vitamins and nutrients that your body is taking care of itself as it was designed to do. So overall, I guess my vegan story is that it's changed my life. I feel amazing. Most days I have more energy than I know what to do with. I've started working out simply because I have so much energy. The only way to burn it is to get active, whether that looks like a bike ride or walking or going for a little jog, things like that. The only things that I'm curious to find is that I travel a lot. And so I want to see if a vegan diet is going. I know it's going to be a little bit harder, but that's okay. I just need to figure out the rhythms and how to successfully do it while traveling and not just stock up on empty carbs that make me feel gross. So I will keep you guys up to date on that, maybe some travel tips. Comment below if I left anything out, if you guys have any questions. I want to know how long you guys have been vegan, and if you have any more video recommendations that you'd like me to make. I'd love to chat with you guys and share tips and tricks for being a successful vegan and really just loving the planet and loving animals and doing your part as you are here. And yeah, guys, super stoked to just see kind of what comes out of this and as this journey continues. You guys are amazing. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you want. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.